Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle, on Global Television. We are live in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. President Bola Tinubu has cleared the outstanding payments that the federal government owed the Super Eagles and other sporting teams of the country. According to a statement on the X handle of Tinubu's media center on Sunday, the payment entails the clearing of the senior national team coach salaries, running up to 15 months payment of allowances, and promises due to the senior national teams, females and under 20 national teams. Recall that in 2020, the Super Eagles complained that the federal government was yet to release the 1.5 billion naira to compete at the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. The University of Ibadan, Oyo State, on Sunday described as baseless the story making the rounds that some fake professors were identified in the institution. It was earlier reported that a purported list from a government agency has been in circulation containing names of some professors who were said to be fake. The university, in a statement by the registrar and secretary to Council and Senate, Ganiu Saliu in Ibadan, the state's capital, said the names on the list were not bona fide members of the institution. The management, however, categorically states that none of the professors listed have ever been listed as staff of the university, noting that the University of Ibadan biennale publishes its calendar wherein all the names of the bona fide academic staff are listed, noting that these names are not in the calendar, further urging members of the public to disregard such stories, as the University of Ibadan would never jeopardize the integrity of its academic programs by parading fake professors. Similarly, the management of the University of Ilorin, Kwara State, has said that the list of fake professors allegedly attributed to be working in the institution was not known to the university. The university, in a press statement made available to journalists in Ilorin on Sunday and signed by Mr. Kunle Akogun, Director of Corporate Affairs, said that none of the names mentioned in the list were workers of the university. Meanwhile, the National Universities Commission has denounced the list of fake professors in some Nigerian universities being circulated in the media. The commission said the list could not have emanated from the apex regulatory educational body without due consultation with the accredited universities. The Deputy Executive Secretary in charge of Academic Directorate, Dr. Noel Abiodun Saliu, explained that such information should be taken as mischievous and unfounded. He asserted that such publication should be taken as the handwork of mischief makers who are out to destroy the head and reputation of those prestigious institutions whose names were mentioned. And as the world seeks clean energy sources to reduce greenhouse gas emission, President Bola Tinubu has joined stakeholders in Abuja to discuss the new energy world order. This is as the 7th edition of the Nigerian International Energy Summit holds between February 26th and March 1st, 2024. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Oil, Heineken Lokpobiri, and the Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Gas, Ekperike Ekpo, are also expected to be part of the discussion. Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, has appointed Commandant Ahmed Abodunri as the new head of the National Safe Schools Response Coordination Center, NSSRCC. Commandant General of the agency, Ahmed Audu, made the appointment, replacing the former commander of the center, Tesu Shakpe, who has been redeployed. A statement by the Public Relations Officer of the Corps, Babawale Afolabi, says Abodunri is a trained and accomplished journalist prior to joining the NSCDC as a volunteer in 1994 and rose through the ranks. Federal Civil Service have confirmed receipt of their October 2023 wage awards months after a temporary suspension of payment. Recall that the payment of 35,000 Naira wage award was an agreement reached between the federal government and the organized labor as part of the moves to cushion the effect of the removal of subsidy on premium motor spirits, popularly known as petrol. President Bola Tinubu has declared during his Independence Day speech that low-grade workers in the Federal Civil Service will be awarded a wage of 25,000 Naira. The amount was then increased to 35,000 Naira following discussions with the organized labor unions. Meanwhile, some academic and non-academic staff members of the Kaduna State Universities have decried the non-payment of their salaries. The workers said they had yet to receive any salary since they were employed 3 years ago, as they were excluded from the state's payroll. According to them, this was mainly because of the university's inability to be financially autonomous following the integration of the university under the office of the State Head of Service during the administration of a former governor of the state, Nasir El-Rufai. Some of the employees stated that they had also been denied access to the state health insurance scheme, as newly employed workers could not be enrolled in the scheme without their printed monthly pay slips. A consortium of Nigerian financial institutions, fintech and blockchain experts, the Africa Stablecoin Consortium, is set to launch a complete Nigerian Naira stablecoin on February 27, 2024. The consortium, in a statement issued on Friday, said the launch of CNGN is hinged on the new regulatory sandbox released by the Central Bank of Nigeria. According to the consortium, the CNGN stablecoin would revolutionize financial transactions through the project. The consortium said it is committed to enhancing secure and compliant financial interactions, revolutionizing the way people transact and engage with their money securely and seamlessly. Meanwhile, the chairman of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission is leading the partnership with the National Information Technology Development Agency to combat corruption and illicit financial flows with the use of technology. The ICPC chairman, Musa Adiyu, led a crucial meeting with the leadership of NITDA, emphasizing the inclusion and integration of innovative technology in the fight against corruption and mapping areas of deployment of such technologies. The meeting also entailed discussions on forming a joint committee symbolizing an ongoing collaboration between ICPC and NITDA, which underscores the commitment to digital transformation as a constant process, crucial for a proactive approach in the fight against corruption in the country. The Bauchi State government has banned the issuance of consent letters to prospective mining investors in the state without clearance letters from the Ministry of Natural Resources. This is contained in a statement by Saleh Umar, the Information Officer, Ministry of Natural Resources in Bauchi. According to him, the state government provides an enabling environment for the mining sector to thrive in the state by enhancing investors' confidence in the solid mineral sectors. He, however, said that the move to ban the issuance of consent letters, according to the commissioner of the ministry, Meiwada Bello, was to address the effects of environmental degradation and security challenges associated with mining activities. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Osun State Command, says its men arrested 252 drug suspects between January and December 2023. In a statement on Saturday in Osogbo, the NDLEA commander in the state, Chidi Nadi, said the suspects comprised 214 males and 38 females. The command secured the conviction of 57 suspects whose sentencing ranged from 3 months to 5 years imprisonment. According to the commander, 47 cases are pending in court. He said that the command seized illicit drugs weighing 1,909.69 kg during the period. No fewer than 9 Ogun communities are currently experiencing power outage due to the drop in power generation from the Egbin power station. The Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company announced this on its social media handles late on Thursday night. According to the IBEDC, Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, is one of the areas affected by the Egbin power generation drop. The distribution company said its technical team was working with relevant stakeholders to ensure the restoration of the power supply, even as it apologized for the inconvenience. On the foreign scene, no fewer than 110 people have been reported dead 5 days after a huge earthquake struck central Japan. Rescuers and residents sifted through rubble on Saturday as the focus turned to recovering bodies and cleaning up rather than finding survivors. The death toll from the New Year days 7.5 magnitude quake in the Ishikawa region of Japan's main Honshu Island was certain to rise, with 210 people still unaccounted for. The work of thousands of rescue workers has been hampered by bad weather. Snow was forecast on Sunday and roads were torn apart by gaping cracks and blocked by an estimated 1,000 landslides. The U.S. Supreme Court has said it will hear a historic case to determine if Donald Trump can run for president. The justices agreed to take up Trump's appeal against the decision by Colorado to remove him from the 2024 ballots in the state. The case will be heard in February and the ruling will apply nationwide. Lawsuits in a number of states are seeking to disqualify Trump, arguing that he engaged in insurrection during the U.S. Capitol riot 3 years ago. The legal challenges hinge on whether a Civil War-era consultational amendment renders Trump ineligible to stand as a candidate. The Supreme Court's decision to hear Trump's appeal came after Attorney General from 27 states filed a brief asking the court to reject Colorado's ruling. You're watching the news cycle live from the nation's capital, and this is Global Television. We're on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. The news continues shortly after this break. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. The site of one of the most important monuments in classical antiquity, the palace where Alexander the Great was crowned king, has reopened after 16 years restoration. The palace of Aigai, near Greece's northern port city of Thessaloniki, was built more than 2,300 years ago. It was later destroyed by the Romans and unearthed through excavations beginning in the 19th century. Its renovation cost more than 20 million euros with help from the EU. Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis, who attended a ceremony for the site's reopening on Friday, described it as a monument of global importance. In business, Dangote Petroleum Refinery has received the 5th crude oil shipment of 1 million barrels of Bonny Light supplied by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, NNPC. The company is already preparing to welcome the 6th 1 million crude oil cargo to the refinery by next week. The latest development is a significant step for the refinery as it's preparing to begin operations. The crude oil cargo being the 5th consignment to be delivered to the Dangote Petroleum Refinery facility out of the 6 million barrels of crude oil being expected. arrived at the single point mooring SPM-C2 Dangote offshore oil terminal and has already been discharged to the refinery's crude oil tanks. Naira further gained against the dollar at the official markets, marking the second gain in the new year. The domestic currency appreciated 3% to close at 869.13 naira to a dollar at the close of business. Data from NAFEM, where Forex is officially traded, showed this represents a 26.1 naira gain, that is 3% increase in the local currency compared to the 895.23 naira close the previous day. However, the naira dropped at the parallel forex market, where forex is sold unofficially. The exchange rate quoted at 1,255 naira to a dollar, representing a 1.99% decline over what it closed the previous day, while peer-to-peer traders quoted around 1,231.70 naira per dollar. The dollar debt means speculative buying is likely to continue, with an increasing number of market participants taking long positions on the dollar while shorting the naira. The Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority has sealed off illegal oil and gas stations in Taraba and Imo states. NMDPRA says its surveillance officers sealed the company identified as Small General Merchants Limited in Jalingo, Taraba State Capital, for illegally engaging in the sale of liquefied natural gas. In sports, Brazilian football legend and the first person to win the FIFA World Cup is both a player and a coach, Mario Zagallo, has died at the age of 92. Zagallo was an instrumental figure as any in Brazil's rise to prominence as a global football power. Zagallo, who died on Friday, was the only surviving member of the Brazilian team that lifted the 1958 World Cup trophy, the country's first title, one that eased the pain of a traumatic defeat by Uruguay at the Maracana 8 years prior. While that memory remained vivid, Zagallo would do his utmost to relieve the anguish by leaving his fingerprints on 4 of Brazil's 5 World Cup triumphs. Nigerian midfielder Wilfred Ndidi will be out of action for at least 3 months due to muscle injury, according to Leicester City coach Enzo Marekasa. It will take a long time before he fully recovers. The 27-year-old midfielder, who missed the Foxes championship win over Huddersfield on New Year's Day, was also withdrawn from Nigeria's Africa Cup of Nations squad and has since been replaced by Alhassan Yusuf in the squad. He's expected to miss 15 of the Foxes' remaining 20 league games this season. Ndidi has been a consistent performer for the Foxes this season, making 24 appearances in all competitions, scoring 4 goals and providing 6 assists. And that's it on News Cycle, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.